Hello there and welcome
to the new channel.
Here to help you see
the new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansala.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Argamid.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebastillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Erhino.
I'm Leo Bryan. Mike.
Nice one, dear.
Sir Al Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldons.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude. Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
My name is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
After Shift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID Stories. Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and More.
Cybernext.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC ignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC ignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the new channel. We're here to help you see the new you. This is The Family Business with Nato Agbayani. Good afternoon. Welcome back. This is the Family Business with Nato, Agbayani, and good afternoon to everyone. Today we have two guests. We have Ms. Koleen Palaganas and Mr. Nando Roa, the founder and co-founder of Sustainable PH, respectively. So, without any further ado, we'll bring them in to the studio. All right. So, welcome, Koleen and Nando. So, good afternoon to both of you. Welcome
yes, good
to the
afternoon.
show.
Yes, good afternoon, Nato. Thank you for inviting us here, and good afternoon to your viewers.
Yes, thank you.
Good afternoon, Nato. Good afternoon, Koleen.
Good afternoon, Nando.
Maligayang day afternoon to all of us.
Yeah. So I won't waste your time. We'll go right into the into business. Well, we want to understand like what is sustainable PH and what is your journey with regard to sustainability in the country.
Well, I think Nando, would you like to share first, and then I'll add.
I'll chime in. After all, I'm sure people will be interested to know how sustainable PH started, Koleen.
Okay, so Sustainable PH is so I started out having a blog. You know, Nato, I work in sustainability for SM, Investments Corporation. And for many years now, about more than 15 to almost 20 years, I've been devoting my life to sustainable development in Europe and up in different parts of Asia, even up to Siberia and Africa. And then I came back here, and now I'm so blessed to be working with SM. And I just realized that there's so many Filipinos who are really espousing sustainability. However, we don't have some sort of a community where all of us, all the champions could be together. So we thought, like from my blog, first I was raising awareness, just blogging about it. And then sometime the COVID, I had some time to reflect. And I felt this was something the Lord was leading me to do, was to create some sort of a platform and a community where all the champions could be together. Ordinary people like me could like share, you have moms who could espouse for it. They could have like a space, a platform where they could express themselves, share their thoughts, also give tips. And we also have webinars in our chat, in our platform. So, and then it's a community for everybody who is espousing sustainability.
Oh, great. All right. So, Nando, do you have anything to add to what Koleen said?
Well, when Koleen approached my wife and I regarding sustainability, we embraced it immediately because, of course, I'm already a senior citizen. I want to give back. I want to give back to the country. And one way of giving back to the country is to make people aware of what sustainability is. And I'm so happy that Koleen put this together because right now we already have a platform and we have a lot of people who are interested in sustainability. They already have initiatives, they already have projects, and they have the heart for it. What we need to do is really collectively bring consciousness for sustainability to all the Filipinos in this country because it is important. This country of ours is bigger than all of us. I was telling this to Koleen, we will pass away soon. Okay, we're just passing through, but this country that we have to make sure that it's there for our future generations. Ang dami niyan. Ang dami niyan. Mga anak ng anak natin.
Yeah. I'd like to go more intentionally now into like families in business. In the Philippines, there's like 90% are families in business. No, so most of them, especially the bigger ones, are medium to large businesses. And sustainability is one issue I think that really, well, at least for these businesses, will have really an impact on the supply chain, on everything. So, how does Sustainable PH intend to like engage enterprises or families in business with regard to sustainability? For example, you mentioned, Koleen, that you're already working with SM Investments, right?
Yes, well,
So
I'm employed by SM
yeah,
Investments.
yeah, all right. So with regard to that, so for example, the cost Cs are well, one of, if not the biggest industry in the Philippines. So, and it's family owned. So, how do you intend to engage families in business, for example, and how can we make people realize that at the end of the day, if we're able to make our businesses sustainable, that we will in turn like reap the rewards of the triple bottom line. So, yeah, tell me about it.
Yes, yes, that's a very nice topic. Actually, we just started our community. To be honest, we launched our platform this November. It's been like just 2 weeks, and the first engagement we had really was a church, no, regarding the sustainability of their ministers because they have to fundraise during, and it was a little bit tough during COVID. But we plan moving forward to have webinars where there are, I guess, not only for SMEs that are family owned, but also for regular people, no, on what general sustainability is. Before, when I was doing the blog, which we continue to do now, is we feature SMEs, especially also the micro, that have sustainability aspects in the way they run their business. You know, Nato, you'll be surprised. There's so many Filipinos that really engage in sustainability, and they don't even know it's sustainability. It's just natural for them kasi natural sa Filipino ang masinop. So, imbis na magtapon ng mga raw materials, ginagawa natin ng waste, no, in order for it to become part of our, create a product out of it. And the Filipinos are very, very creative. So, in a way, for now, while we are planning how to really engage them in a sense to give value to them, I think right now what we can do for them is be a platform where they could be covered, share their stories, they could be also interviewed, like what you do, no, in building the community, because I think people have to hear from them. People don't know how creative and how ingenious the Filipino entrepreneur is.
Yes. All right. So, what do you think? Like, I mean, people are kind of, oh, what's sustainability, or what's sustainable development? You're right. We really need to educate a lot of people about it. For example, when we talk about now, it's becoming a byword, like how much carbon impact would that create if you, or your industry create for and you know, if you think about it, the carbon footprint of the businesses that we're trying to help right now. I'm also part of a big SME community. Well, Go Negosyo, of course. I'm part
Yes,
of,
Go
and
Negosyo.
also part of
PNC.
Bounce Back PH movement, and of course, not to forget. The last but not the least, TNC is also an SME group. No? So, I mean, you know, I think people are now really more conscious about the carbon footprint, the impact they create. And I don't know, like, how do you educate people about it? I mean, the ordinary Filipino, and say, for example, wag yan yung gawin mo kasi, ano eh, parang, kasi I grew up in an Ilocano home. My lola, my mom, and, you know, everything is recycled. Everything is like reused. So, and pag tumutulo yung gripo sa bahay, anak, sara mo yan because, you know, you're wasting. So at a very early age, we were taught not to waste, not to. In fact, if you can recycle as much as you can, and then my kids are, parang my dad's weird because he's trying to recycle everything.
Everything.
Parang, and to me, that's just normal. That's how we were brought up. But you know, how do you say it? How do you tell it to a younger generation that's well, privileged to have the conveniences in life, di ba? Kayo, how do you plan to engage the younger generation on this?
Well, if I may suggest, Nato, you're a marketeer. You've cut your teeth in marketing also, and you know that there is always a communication strategy for whatever target market you have, and so when we speak to a certain economic class about sustainability, then we will tailor fit the message to them. We will not speak to the masses about carbon footprint because to them that does not make sense. That doesn't make sense to them. What makes sense is things like your grandmother and your mother used to teach you, that you should save money, because that's what it is. If you're very conscious about sustainability, you will also be conscious about saving, because you will save money. You will prevent waste from happening. And if I were if when you're talking to big business, like for example, Koleen talks to big business all the time because she's part of a large business enterprise. There, they sit down and they count. They count how much nitrous oxide is produced, etc., no, or how much carbon dioxide is produced. There, they can understand it. But when we go down now to the economic classes that belong to hand to mouth, and we teach them about sustainability, it is really just teaching them that, there's a way of being able to save money so that you have more money for something else. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't want to really put a sad note into our discussion, but the impact of sustainability and our efforts globally to support it are really needed. There's so many things to do, and with the limited time we all have, parang, I don't know, like what do you think would impact most? For example, we're talking about Ulysses, Yolanda, Rolly, and it's really affected a lot of people, and in fact has caused so much political intrigue, and because the suffering is really so much. And how do you translate it and communicate to people, like that at the end of the day we need to create impact in our communities? And I'm like your volunteer already, even if you've not recruited me.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, so because in a way, I won't say I can't claim that I know everything. I think Koleen is the authority here, Nando. Between the three of us on sustainability, and tayo, we're marketing people, and at the end of the day, the impact that it will cause our people is so much. And if you're talking about looking at development over the next 30 years or the next 50 years, I think this is really going to be very, very critical to the country. So what do you think?
It's hard it's hard for people. Oh, go ahead, Koleen. Sorry. We did a simultaneous.
Well, actually, like for example, on carbon footprint, I think the Filipino that is very much down the, especially a lot of us are more in the lower middle. A big part of our society is still in the very much in the striving stage, economically. Now, these Filipinos, our brothers and sisters that are in this level of society, actually their carbon footprint is very low. Kasi ang marami sa kanila nagbabike, naglalakad, and then at the most naman they do public transport, which means that whatever the carbon of the bus is divided among everybody that is there. But I think on that note, I think what we can do as a community for our brothers and sisters na Filipinos, and even encourage a lot to be more green in the way they live their life, is have an ecosystem. Like for example, very simple yung biking, biking is very it's very good because biking is one, you don't have to buy gasoline and all whatnot. So mas matipid siya. It's good for exercising. But because our weather, of course, is kind of hot, and humidity is making it worse. I think that's what is a bit tough lang, to encourage biking. So ang pwede natin gawin as an ecosystem really is to have a space where the bikers, not only as a hobby, but on day-to-day life, could be medyo naman presko. So maybe a little bit more trees, or maybe may polycarbonate ng konti where all the bikes pass. something like that. Now, in the pagtitipid, I think in the Ulysses, you were making kwento nato, no? The Ulysses, grabe. Actually, we get hit about 20 to 25 typhoons a year. And we are identified as second or third most vulnerable country to climate change. Actually, yung country natin, if you analyze what has been given to us, no, endowed by God, it is such an asset eh. We have probably parang second or third longest coastline tayo in the world. So it means fishing should be very easy for us, And then our weather actually is very good. We don't have to suffer long winter, so nakakatanim tayo. So technically, this should have been a bountiful place for us, no? Now, with the climate change, I think there are things that we as a people have become responsible a little bit. We were very lax in the way we took care of our rivers. No, yung Pasig River lang natin, medyo kawawa naman siya, but we're making now efforts to rehabilitate. Kasi these rivers are the ones that are source for clean water for an ordinary Filipino, no? Or mga ano. But the other one, yung sa climate change naman, which is more global in essence, actually the Philippines naman is not very high in our carbon compared to the other countries, no? Kasi we're not highly industrialized. But nevertheless, it would be good for us to have siguro mga alternative sources. Kasi like our energy is still very expensive. No? I think compared to our neighbors, our energy is quite expensive. So many companies are trying to find ways so that we could find alternative sources. And I think I think EDC is one, no? Lopez Group, Picky Lopez is such a a champion for this, looking for alternative energy. Now, why does this matter? Kasi it's the ordinary Filipino ang namamahalan. No? How we talk about sustainability, yung cost of living. Kasi economic sustainability is the first priority right now of Filipinos, no? And then nagkakaroon lang ng parang hawaan, no? It's the ecosystem eh. We don't, sometimes we think it's all economic, but really, when we also don't address our environment, the environment becomes a threat to our economic sustainability kasi kaya niya i-wipe out eh. Look at what happened to Ulysses, di ba? Parang, or the other typhoons na yung pinaghirapan for so many years is totally wiped out. So in this, parang we feel we want to raise awareness in this through sustainable PH. And there are many people like you raising awareness in this. Actually, in the long run, we're hoping that if we are able to raise enough awareness, maybe one day we can have some sort of a recognition to people or even barangays who really make an effort to make even their little place in the sun a little bit more sustainable, educating everybody. And also, Nato, parang nasanay kasi tayo, we keep saying that the Filipino is resilient. We really are. We're very resilient. Alam mo, you have to hand it to the faith and the disposition of Filipinos. No, we're very happy people, hopeful people. But I think it's time that we can redefine the word resilience, because maybe one day we could become resilient in the way that when a typhoon comes, none of us are affected kasi we've built our homes properly, we have water catchment. Kumbaga, we're prepared to live in the environment that is where we are, no? I mean, sometimes, kasi whether or not we have to face the changes around us. So I think resilience can be seen also that way.
That's right. Nando, what do you think? I've read this. I've read this article that we really need to build in the right places. Number one. Number two, despite the fact that there's an effort to do that, the climactic effect of all of these things of not being sustainable is really getting worse. So, what do you think? What should we do, Nando?
Okay. By the way, thank you, Koleen, for your answer. I mean, you unearthed a lot of things in what you said, and it's true. It's true. Like, for example, Koleen said, carbon footprint for the lower masses. It's not really much. But that's not where sustainability naman for the lower class is. Like I said, even in the communication strategy, iba-iba yung strategies for each economic class. Maybe the problem collectively for the lower classes, baka naman ang plastic would be a problem. Because collectively, okay, plastic waste from them is huge. And so what may not affect them in terms of energy, sa pollution naman in terms of plastic pollution, ang laki niyan, no? As they throw that in our sewers, in the esteros, in the rivers, that finds its way to the sea. So that's one. No? Also, when you were talking about Ulysses and Raleigh, all the other storms that passed, and all of these floods that happened, alam naman natin kasi that one of the most effective ways of preventing these kinds of floods is to have mountains with trees. Now, all of these areas supposedly had trees. San Mateo had trees, a lot of trees. But these were denuded. Cagayan Valley, around them, that used to be lush forest. But that was denuded and deforested. Now, this is what I was saying. Alam mo, that's why sustainability is important. Kasi the abuse of some for economic gain becomes the pain of others. And you know, ang daming nakinabang dyan sa deforestation na yan, illegal logging, or whatever you call it, even illegal mining. Okay? Ang daming nakinabang dyan, ang daming yumaman dyan, without a doubt. Okay? But look what happens when the storm comes. There is no way we can stop the floods. Ay, tumataas ang tubig. Whole houses are underwater. Who suffers?
That's right.
The people. And you know, because some just wanted to abuse it, ito nangyayari sa buong community. And this is why we are espousing sustainability. Alam mo, Nato, another word for, well, not another word, but a phrase to capture what sustainability is. It's really just caring about the future of the planet. Ganun lang. When I look at sustainability, that's all it is about. You know, it's a big word, but it starts from the care. It starts from the heart. Mahal mo ba yung bansa mo? Mahal mo ba yung mundo mo na ginawa ng Diyos para sa atin? And with that, possibly in our communication through Sustainable PH, our channel, baka we can change the mindset from take, make, and waste, which is the mindset today. Take, make, and waste. Baka we can change it to borrow, use, return.
Yeah.
We borrow it from the environment, we use it, and then if we can return it to the environment, we will. We return it as another, we'll repurpose it, we can. But ibabalik mo rin. Kung kumuha ka ng puno, ibalik mo yung puno. Kumuha ka ng isa, kunin ka ng 3, 4. Diba? Ganun lang kasimple. And we have to be conscious of these things. And the older generation could care less. But we want to open the eyes of the younger generation. The hope of the Philippines, the hope of the future are the young people. And I'm sure they want a world that is nice to live in and hospitable.
Oh, you know what? I have a short story from the IPs, no? Mga indigenous people. So there's a group of people from Manila. They saw this tree na puno ng prutas. So they were getting all the fruits. Nilalagay nila kung saan-saan sa mga bag nila. And then some IPs went by, mga indigenous people, nakita sila. Tapos tinitingnan lang sila. Then ino-offer nila, kuha kayo. Binibigyan nila. So they were thinking they were generous. Ang sabi ng IP, hindi na po kasi marami pa pong dadaan dito sa punong ito. So, wow. I mean, that simple story tells you about how ingrained the culture of sustainability is amongst our indigenous peoples. No? So, before we discuss more of what we can do in practical terms, especially the families in business and the entrepreneurs, we will go into a short break. And guys, we'll see Koleen and Nando back in a few minutes. Welcome back. You're still watching The Family Business with Nato Agbayani here on TNC. Don't forget to watch our other shows here on TNC. So don't forget The Big Picture every Mondays to Fridays, 7 p.m. HR Hotline Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 12 noon. The Fourth Project, 10 p.m. Dubai, Saturdays, 10 p.m. Dubai, 6 p.m. Philippines. Usapang Beauty every Saturdays, 5:30. COVID Stories Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. U-Turn Mondays and Thursdays 10:30 a.m. The Home Buyer Mondays and Thursdays 4 p.m. The Puppet Stories Mondays 5:30 p.m. TNC Marketplace Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. YOLO Thursdays at 8:30, Money and More 8:30 p.m. Philippines and 5:30 a.m. USA. TNC The Talk Mondays at 12 noon, After Shift Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30. Win Within Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Danny Art Show Fridays 5:30 p.m. Foreign Affairs Tuesdays 10:30 a.m. Healthline Wednesdays 4 p.m. Celebrate Women at Work at 9 a.m. Saturdays. Awesome Day Mondays 2:30. Cybernext every Wednesdays 12 noon. Tech You Fridays 2:30. Market Leaders on Tuesdays and Saturdays 5:30 p.m. Well Home every Tuesdays and Saturdays at 2:30. Couple Goals Wednesdays 5:30. One Day a Live Storytelling alternates with the TNC Town Hall co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd and Apple. And of course, don't forget to watch The Family Business with Nato Agbayani here on TNC. So welcome back to The Family Business. We welcome back to you our guests, Ms. Koleen Palaganas and Mr. Nando Roa, our good friends. So welcome back. All right. So before we went on a break, we were discussing like what practical ways can we really help families in business and entrepreneurs or enterprises to really address the issue of sustainability, because that impacts also on their, I believe, on their supply chain and their profitability in the long run. I mean, triple bottom line when you talk about profitability here. So what are your ideas? How can we like engage them, help them, help people to understand? Because I understand that if we address the whole so many sectors, it's really difficult. But you know, I think if we begin with those people who make the most carbon footprint as well, we can really help them become sustainable. So what do you think, Nando, Koleen?
Yes, sustainability kasi, what I think would be very interesting for many people to know is sustainability doesn't only cover environment, but a lot of it covers social issues. And the social sustainability for businesses, especially family businesses, any business for that matter, is how we empower our employees. Because in a family business, you know, running a family, we also have a small family business. My brother is the one managing it. And, you know, the big difference of a small enterprise, small business versus a already large one, which most large ones naman came from small also, is in a small business kasi, you are everything eh. You're jack of all trades. So ikaw yung nagko-conceptualize, sometimes ikaw rin nagmamanufacture, ikaw rin yung accountant, ikaw rin yung janitor. You know, it's all of this, no? So I think the number one that for small businesses when it comes to sustainability really is the issue of being able to sustain economically muna as well as in their capacity building. Kasi una yan, syempre, it's smarter to be ikaw muna lahat, no? Your cost is low. But after a while, you will also notice that has a threshold, syempre. And you can only go so far, no? Sa pagtitipid na you're the only person working. So in the capacity building of people, I think for SMEs, like on our end also, no? We made it a decision to to make sure that we are very fair and even beyond fair in the way we treat our employees. Kasi normally it is it is a normal temptation for any small business na to be a little bit frugal is the word, but sometimes we have to also understand on the side point of view of employees, because we have to really believe that, and studies have shown this, that when employees are empowered, they begin to have the owner's mentality, and that's very important. Kasi the owner will sacrifice for the business and won't even call it a sacrifice. So once we transfer that same spirit to our employees, we become family enterprise. So I think being fair, making them feel they are part of the growth is important, making them have the capacity so that they could rise and be their best person at work as well, and benefits that come along with it. So I think that's the first sustainable side, kasi people don't really realize that is part of sustainability. From there, of course, when you have parang people with good capacity, you can educate them about environmental sustainability, and you will be surprised, they will be the one to give suggestions paano mas maging streamlined yung process of manufacturing. They will be the one. They will be the one to say paano magtipid, na wag na tayo mag-plastic. Ito yung alternative, and it's also friendly, but the costs are low. So they will find ways. Kasi sustainability kasi is not naman a race, no? But it's a journey. And they could only be sustainable as much as the person driving it is sustainable, is knowledgeable about it, is passionate. So at the end, it really boils down to us. So I think yung SMEs and family businesses, baka yun yung kanilang mga key areas, no? And I think one of the biggest angle on sustainability naman, which SMEs really need a lot of help, is reaching the market. Right now, that's why I praise so much Nato, your TNC channel, and your vision is because yung mga small, especially micro enterprises, kulang sila ng platform And now you have to hand it, you have got social media they sell there, you've got mga bounce back PH, which you are also very active and co-founding member of. And these groups, these communities really help in the sustainability of small enterprises. Kasi the small enterprises, micro and small, mas mahirap sila to stand alone If big businesses have a Makati Business Club kind of community, and they need a community to be sustainable, to grow, mutual growth and shared prosperity. Can you imagine how much more the micro and the small? So I think yun ang issues na baka we can all help them. Somehow, yes, di ba? Yung sustainable PH, kahit lang to tell their story. There's a girl, by the way, si Willie Garcia. She was awarded. I bought a table from her. Ang ganda ng table niya. Gulong na luma ng Toyota. Nilagyan niya ng woven natin na heritage skill natin sa mga sa Laguna. Ang ganda-ganda nung and what she does is para daw hindi madengge, she's getting all these mga wheels, no? And she makes this kind of kasi nga ang maganda sa Filipino Nato, we're really creative. You're multi-talented. Ilan yung katulad mo, baka 100 million, di ba, na ang Pilipino creative talaga. Ang kulang nato, platform, and maybe a little bit more support, no, on the financial side. Yan, yan tayo, medyo hirap.
I think that's where Nando is an expert.
Oh,
what do you think, Nando? Like, how can we provide them parang some sort of marketing know-how, support to really package these small initiatives into something parang yung mga, di ba, there's rags to riches, there's sorry nagma-mention na ako ng mga products, pero
hindi,
these products are really sustainable.
And honestly, Nato, we have to hail them, we have to promote them. They are our champions.
Yeah, that's right. So, what do you think? What mechanism do you think can really help Nando?
Colleen was right. No, she was mentioning associations. Maybe it's high time that we organize these small and medium or micro, small and medium enterprises in associations, and then when we have a chance, we can talk to these associations about sustainability. Because it's very hard to do rifle shots. No, we cannot go to each and every micro, small, and medium enterprise. It is just they're just too numerous. Sustainable PH is a platform, and we hope that they will watch us because we tell them how to do it. But all starts really for MSMEs. It really starts with a vision. We have to we have to create a vision for sustainability for them, no, and we have to direct their passion to something. It could be, it could be environmental issues, it could be global warming, it could be air pollution, it could be plastic waste disposal, water pollution, etc., etc. But the important thing is find out what is meaningful to them. They can just grasp one lang muna, one or two, and focus on that, and then move their little enterprise through it, and tell their employees, like what Koleen was saying. Tell their employees what the company is all about. Okay, what are your ideas for, let's say, water, or say making sure that we do not have plastic waste, and the employees can contribute to this. This one way they can actually make a difference. Like I said, collectively, it will make a difference. Pero pag isa-isa pa lang, okay, you will not feel it yet. Just like us in our households. Some households are recycling, some households are not. But when everybody is conscious about recycling, then we will see the difference. When this is already embraced by everyone, then it will make a difference. So programs like yours, Nato, will really make a difference because you're helping us promote. But this is not our job alone. Our job is to shout out. Koleen and I, that's going to be our job. We'll have a platform, and we're going to make people go on this platform and shout out why sustainability is so important.
So it's really education. No? There's so much, so much to do, and collaborations can be done here and there. I think there's a lot of organizations already involved, doing a lot of work also with. I think there's people like Plastic Bank. There's WWF. There's everybody. So Habitat, di ba? Habitat for Humanity is also there. So I've been involved with a lot of them because of my previous, having been with the outdoor industry, and at that time my benefactor, my boss, Mr. Guido, was really very generous about giving advertising space to all these advocacies, and I think he's also planting what he's sown. No, goodness begets goodness, and I'm also a beneficiary of that because I got to know all those civil society organizations and humanitarian organizations helping. So the likes of Red Cross, etc. So they're still my friends up to this day, and I think that's the good thing about what we do. So. I mean, before we go into the next short break,
but may I just add something? I forgot something.
Go, please.
The most important is, of course, we the people. It's part of our job to shout it out. But really, what is important is governance. Okay, governance. It has to come from the people ruling the country. Okay, it has to be an effort for them to really embrace sustainability, and probably laws for it, so that Filipinos will follow. And I am confident that the Filipinos will follow. Why? Because when Filipinos go to other countries, migrate to other countries, and live in other countries that have good governance, the Filipinos follow the rules. Filipinos that have gone to the United States, they go to Canada, they go to Norway, which is #1 in sustainability. They're there, and they're following the rules. Bakit tayo? We're in our own country, and we cannot follow rules. So therefore, sabi ko, baka it is a matter of just tweaking the laws through governance, good governance, and maybe the Filipinos follow. Maybe not an immediate cataclysmic declaration of change, but maybe slow, little by little, like they say.
I think I'm a village councilor. You call it a barangay kagawad, and in our village, for example, there are committees. I think a lot of advocacies have been mainstreamed through creating local councils, like we call it BCPC, Barangay Child Protection Council. We have the Gender and Development Council. So, mga ganun if we can just localize sustainability, like a barangay sustainability council or something like that, we can really legislate. There are 42,000 barangays out there, and even if the national government would find it, well, they should respond to it. But on a local level, that can be done, like local legislation down to the village level, where marami kasing iba-ibang concepts, solid waste management, but it has to be integrated, di ba, Koleen, Nando? It has to be integrated, yung sustainability at the whole ecosystem.
Alam mo, environment pa lang yan, ha?
Yeah.
Environment pa lang yan. But when you talk about when you talk about small and medium enterprises and micro, you talk about small businesses like farmers, producers. They're producers, and sometimes they are not treated fairly, and that doesn't make them sustainable. Can you imagine? You work so hard to produce something, and they cannot even buy it from you at fair market prices.
Yeah. I think my show has to be 5 hours.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about, di ba, Nando?
So much. Alam mo, sustainability has so much. Basta sustainability is about respecting people, respecting the planet, respecting our environment, respecting so many things. Yeah. So we will have a nice place to live.
So we'll go for a short break, and then when we come back, we'll get your last words for for this show. I feel there's so much we can discuss, and
Koleen, last words.
Later. Meron pa tayong short break. After that, we still have about 15 minutes to go, and then we will discuss what we can do, and then like how we can encourage people to join, or families in business to join. So with that, we'll just go for a short break, and we'll come back with you to the family business with Koleen and Nando. Welcome back. This is the Family Business with Nato, Agbayani. We're back with Koleen Palaganas and Nando Roa of Sustainable PH. Welcome back, guys. So, gusto man natin mag-stay on for the next 3 hours. We have about 15 minutes more or less. We have about 15 minutes. There's so much to discuss, and maybe we can discuss it offline, how we can collaborate and also with TNC, because the founders are really very keen on really coming up with shows that are really relevant to the people. So with that, okay, please give me your last statement.
Yes,
What do you think?
if I may, yes,
Yes,
sustainability
go
is
ahead.
yes, sustainability is it's not as complicated, no, as we think of it to be. And I think it is innate in Filipinos. Now we are, the fact we're so resilient and all. I guess it's just a matter of organizing our efforts to sustainability. And also, apart from it, no, we please contact us at sustainableph.org, also TNC, because we can share your stories on how your businesses can flourish, small, micro, small. And also, I'm one person. I'm so blessed right now. I have so much to thank the Lord, because apart from this Sustainable PH, I work with a company, SM Investments Corporation, where our principals, the C family, is really very, very committed. No, I've never seen so much our boss, Mrs. Cosson, so committed to micro, small, and medium enterprises. And SM has a lot of programs to support. We are a community, a marketplace, and a partner for MSMEs. So I find it so, I think right now, if there's anything for SME and family business, because this is what Nato wants to promote, is be with the community. That's what I'm suggesting. For any small, micro, small, and medium, be with the community. And, it's a community that can boost you, make you reach the market. It will also make you learn a lot of things, so that you can be more sustainable. And also, if you are a supplier of SM, one of the businesses, SM is so committed. We are your community. SM is your community, your marketplace, your partner for growth, for family businesses, micro, small, and medium. So we are with you always. So, kasama kayo ng SM lagi. So Sustainable PH and SM, values together for MSMEs and family business.
Thank you, Koleen. Nando, it's your turn.
See, Koleen said it all. But let me just tell your viewers, please follow us in Sustainable PH. And we'd like you to embrace the sustainability mindset. Because it's life-changing, it's life-saving. It's good for our country. And eventually, if we show that we're as a country, it might affect our other Asian countries, and we might be able to help them also become sustainable, and we'll have a great sustainable continent and a sustainable world. Okay? Alam mo, we only have one world we're passing through. We have to make a difference. And all these people that are in our country can make a difference. Right?
Yeah, actually, I don't think we lack people who are concerned about the environment and about sustainability, about social impact, and about making a difference. I think it's really how we connect to each other, and how through the influence of a lot of people, we produce a stronger force versus those who would seek to, versus the force. Kasi ang sustainability naman, kalaban niyan is really greed. Diba? At the end of the day, it's really greed. So when there's so much greed, I don't think sustainability is possible. But if we can create like a huge community of people collaborating with each other on sustainability, I think, well, we have a really good place to go. So I won't thank you yet. We have the word of the day, which is found in Colossians 1:16. For by him all things were created in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him. And like you were saying earlier, it's really creation care. So if I mean, for those who I think who are followers of Christ, and for even the other faiths, no, I think wala namang faith or religion, or I think that says lahat parang oriented towards preserving nature, and I think, and sustaining the earth. So I think it's really when God comes back and ano, 'di ba? Parang anong ginawa mo? Good, my good and faithful servant, 'di ba?
Yes.
Well done, my good and faithful servant. Sana ganon ang mangyari. So I think we thank Koleen Palaganas and Nando Roa, our good friends from Sustainable PH. I think we could not have gone through this discussion without these experts. So please tell us about where they can reach you. So
yes, please visit our website, www.sustainableph.org, and you can follow us on Facebook at Sustainable PH Official, also IG, same handle, and for Twitter, sustainable _PH.
All right. So also for those of you who are looking out for family business consultants as well, who are concerned with the crisis and you want to become sustainable as well, you may contact us at premierfamilybusiness.com or email me at premierbrandmanagement@gmail, or you can visit me at Nato Agbayani in my business advisor page. So with that, we'd like to thank our good friends Koleen and Nando for joining us this episode on sustainability and having a sustainable Philippines. Again, to all our viewers, we'd like to thank you for tuning in on the family business here on TNC. And yeah, hope to see you next week, guys. Thank you, Koleen.
Yes, thank you, Nato.
Thank you, Nato. Thank you, Nato. Thank you, TNC. Mabuhay kayo. Mabuhay kayo.
Yes, thank you, TNC.
The Lord will bless the labor of your hands. So thank you. Thank you very much. So with that, viewers, this has been another episode of The Family Business with Nato Agbayani. And remember, family business is everybody's business. So see you next week. Thank you for watching, and God bless you all.